Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at this week's official prices. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. Alright, so over the next 2 weeks we have the Space Marine pre-order period, and getting started here we have the Codex Space Marines. And this is going to be coming in right in line with the other codexes at $60 USD. And next we have the Space Marine Codex limited edition exclusive cover, and this one is available online only. And this is going to be $100. And next we have the Captain with Jump Pack. And this one is coming in at $40 USD. $40 for the Captain with lots of cool options. And nice to see him, because he has jump infantry, still priced at 40 bucks. Sometimes they get a little crazy with like the accessories or the size of the model. So happy to see him at $40. And then we have the Chaplain in Terminator armor. So the Chaplain in Terminator armor is $42 for the Chaplain. And next we have our Space Marines Company Heroes. So this is $65 for the Company Heroes. This was definitely the one I was most curious about, just because it comes with the actual Captain model and then 4-man like retinue. So I wasn't sure how this was going to be priced, as we are seeing most characters at least 40 bucks on their own. So it's basically like another 25 bucks to get the retinue. Now it is only available in a set. You don't have the option just to pick up the retinue. But they are overall a pretty nice package deal. And I'm not sure exactly what kind of bits are going to come in this set, or how just like basically standard of a build this picture is here. At some point in time in the near future, Games Workshop will show off the sprues, and then we'll have a little bit better of an idea. But the actual models that you take in the squad are fairly fixed, in the sense that you have like the standard bearer, the company champion, etc. I'm just not sure if there's going to be like different weapon options for the veterans. If you could take like a different weapon instead of the heavy bolter, or for instance, if you have like different weapon or equipment options. So pretty cool overall. 65 bucks for this squad. Now, if you look at it as just 5 infantry for 65 bucks, it's a little bit pricier than like your typical 5-man infantry squad. But again, you're getting a captain model and essentially like 4 veteran / characters. So I don't think this is too bad. All right, and then next we have the Space Marine Terminator Squad. So $65 for the Space Marine Terminators. And we do know that this one is going to come with all the options. So it comes with your standard power sword for the leader, power fist for every model in the squad, chain fist for every model in the squad. Comes with all the heavy weapon options, the heavy flamer, the assault cannon, and then also the missile launcher. And then it comes with the teleport homer as well. Multiple different head options and some cool accessories. So pretty nice kit right here. Similar in size and look to the Leviathan Terminators, but this one provides all of the extra weapon options. So very cool. I'm a huge fan of the new Terminators. I'm not sure if going forward we're going to see like Terminators dedicated to certain factions replaced with new kits. I would really like that to happen. That would be absolutely awesome. Something like the Space Wolf Terminators or Dark Angel Terminators. They're really cool, and you could definitely use these as them for the most part. But all the extra details and everything that are on like the faction-specific Terminators in the existing range are absolutely amazing. So I do hope that at some point in time they'll have something like that. People had talked about potentially like upgrade frames or something, but I really think you would miss out on a lot of like the awesome details and everything that Games Workshop's able to put into a kit if they're just going to sell like upgrade frames. I mean, you could definitely have like some wolf pelts or something like that. Some different like insignia for like your little tilt shields, maybe even different weapons depending on like the actual Terminator loadouts available. So I really hope we're going to see a lot more Terminator models going forward into the future. Now, Games Workshop has already been pretty clear that there are going to be assault Terminators. So I do fully expect another Terminator kit like this, but the assault Terminators, where they would have like your Thunderhammers and Storm Shields, your Lightning Claws, all that good stuff available as options for everybody in the squad. And then hopefully after we see those, Games Workshop will branch out into some of like the more faction specific models. But as of now, these are absolutely beautiful models and very cool to have all the options available to us. So 65 bucks for the Terminator Squad. And moving right along, we have the Jump Pack Intercessors. So 5 of the Assault Intercessors with jump packs in this kit. We do have some weapon options as well. These are pretty cool, and they're definitely going to be really popular. There was a big gap in the Space Marine Codex if you're into the new Primaris stuff, but not so much like the old Derp Marines. So even though this isn't my favorite set based on like the poses and everything like that, I do think this is awesome. And hopefully it's just like some weird camera angles, or maybe if you take away like the tactical rocks and make your own bases, you get a better look out of these guys. But I do like this kit, and I think they are something that is very, very crucial for gameplay, especially as we lost like some of like the cheaper land speeder squads and stuff like that. I hope to see these come in like the low 100-point range, so Space Marines can have like some more cheap mobility, because that is definitely one big thing that I noticed about the Space Marine Codex. Some of my favorite cheap units went away, and most of those were like cheap and fast or cheap and tactical. Like Space Marine Scouts were really good for just like a cheap squad, expendable, but could take an objective or at least be a pain in the butt. Land speeders, and then the land speeder storm, also same exact thing. And I really like the fact that you could get a land speeder storm and a bunch of scouts for super cheap. Basically get like 2 game pieces that are really fast with some decent OC. So seeing them go away is definitely a big change. And now the storm speeders are up closer to like that 175 point mark. A low 100-point unit with some jump capabilities. 5-man squad with 2 wounds apiece. Yeah, this is exactly what Space Marines need. And I think you fill a lot of the role with bikers, but there's definitely something to infantry and then also fly. So very cool, and I'm sure these will be very popular at $60 a set. All right, and then next we have the Sternguard Veteran Squad. So $60 for these bad boys. And same with the Terminators. These are going to be similar in like the overall size and look to the Leviathan veterans, but these Sternguard vets are going to have all of the options available to them. So we have actually a power sword on the leader that was previously not an option. So we should see a melee weapon option in the Codex as well. And I would imagine there's going to be options for like the power fist and some of the other standard melee weapons. We also see the brand new heavy weapon, the pyre cannon. So very cool as well. I would presume that there's going to be like a heavy bolter option and potentially other weapons. So we should see that in the full kit as well. And then of course we have like the bolt rifles on 2 of the veterans pictured here. But here we see a combi weapon as well. So I'm assuming that every model will have the ability to be armed with a combi weapon. Probably some extras for like cool poses and stuff, as well as the bolt rifles. So again, this should have all of the options available with lots of extra bits. And then of course the legendary back banner. And one cool thing about the veterans is we do see some remnants of like the old style look for like the armor and helmets. So here we see like some of the newer style stuff, and then here we see like older style helmet, which you don't normally see on Primaris Marines, which is pretty cool. So a little bit of like the legacy relic armor being kept alive by the Primaris Space Marine Sternguard Veterans. Very cool. $60 for those bad boys. Now a quick message from today's sponsor. CMO Games has been selling Games Workshop products online for over 20 years. They carry the full line of Games Workshop products, including Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, Blood Bowl, paint tools, and more. Almost all Games Workshop products are priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games takes pre-orders for most Games Workshop products released at their earliest date possible. 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, they go live. Most of these pre-order products are also priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games offer free shipping in the US 48 with an order of $50 or more. Their customer service is top-notch, and they ship most orders within 24 hours. Visit CMOGames.com using the affiliate link in the description and let them know that you heard about CMO Games from Warhammer Man. Now, back to the video. And then we have our Space Marine Lieutenant. So lots of lieutenants available over the years. In my opinion, this is one of, if not the best. This one comes with a bunch of options. Obviously, we see the power fist, plasma pistol, power sword, regular pistol, and then a bolt rifle. He has some various options for like the tabard, special backpack, optional tilt shield. So pretty cool. And there's a bunch of other options in there as well. And then, of course, who could forget the tactical rock? So $35 for the lieutenant. And then we have the Brutalis Dreadnought. So previously only available in one of the box sets, the Brutalis Dreadnought is hitting the line at $80 USD. So we do see some price creep here, as the standard Redemptor is only $75. And we don't actually have the Ballistus available yet, but all 3 of those are on the Redemptor chassis. And of course now we see the Brutalis Dreadnought coming in at $80. So just a little bit of price creep for the big boy Dreadnoughts. So very, very cool model. Very strong in game terms. Mortal wounds on the charge, multi-meltas, a little something on top, and some claws that will literally tear anything to shreds. Very, very cool. Very good in game terms. Awesome to see this guy is going to be available for order. And such a beautiful model. So $80 for the Brutalis Dreadnought. And next we see the Desolation Squad. So again, another one of those units that was only available previously in a box set. Unfortunately for the Desolation Squad, they have been hit with another nerf here. So they already got hit by 4 nerfs in the previous updates by Games Workshop. They lost the ability to have a 10-man unit. They went up substantially in price, 200 points for 5 of them now. Oath of Moment got nerfed, so they no longer can have the rerolls to wound. And then on top of that, we saw some serious nerfs to the stratagems and the Space Marines' ability to use those for cheap or free. So 4 nerfs on the rules section, and then they also got nerfed on the price as well. 5 of these guys for $60 is an absolute crime. I mean, they're basically the exact same kit as the Hellblasters. The difference is instead of like really big plasma guns, they have like the really big desolation rifles. But I mean, even the poses are like the same. So absolutely blows my mind that it is $60 for 10 Hellblasters, but it's $60 for 5 Desolation Marines, when it's essentially just a bunch of Primaris Space Marines with ridiculously large weapons. So absolute shame what Games Workshop has done to Desolation Marines. They could have taken them down a notch. They could have hit them with 1 or 2 nerfs. They could have hit them with a ridiculous price tag, but smashing them with all 5 of the nerfs is just a darn shame. And I'm specifically calling out Stu in this one. In one of the interviews, he specifically said that they're not going to be making people's units, people's models, people's purchases obsolete. And that is an absolute lie, because these guys, as of now, are completely obsolete. All right, and then next we have the Combat Patrol Space Marines. So this is going to be web order, direct from Games Workshop only, $160. Please do not buy this set without looking into your other options to get all these models either substantially cheaper or to pay very close to the same price and get substantially more models. Please, please, please do not buy the Tyranid or Space Marine Combat Patrol without researching your options. All right, and then we have the Datasheet Cards and Dice. So very disappointed to see the data cards priced at $40. So $40 for the Space Marine data cards. They did trim it down and get it under 100 data sheets, which is cool. But I was under the impression this edition was going to be like free rules and like not have all the required books and stuff like that. Now, I don't mind things like data cards. I actually think they're really cool. I prefer if they did it like the War Scroll cards in Sigmar, where they like give them away with a lot of the stuff. But the idea that essentially now we're still going to have to buy our $60 Codex, and then now we're going to have to buy or choose to buy $40 datasheet cards as well. Well, previously we were spending $60 on the Codex, and then Games Workshop gave us the impression that we weren't going to have to buy as much like paper stuff. So the Codex is still $60. You still need to buy it. And then the datasheets are $40 more. So I'm not sure where the confusion is, but it definitely doesn't feel like we're buying less. It feels like now we have the option to buy more. So I guess the alternative would to be not buy the Codex itself and then just buy the datasheet cards, but that doesn't even seem like a possibility either. So all of the talk about the like free rules and everything like that, I think Games Workshop should have been very, very clear that it was just for the index, and that the minute the Codex and the datasheets and everything come out, that they're removing those free rules from online. Because that is not what we were told. And I think a lot of people, including myself, were very surprised when Games Workshop pulled down the free Tyranid rules, because now you can buy the Codex. Because that doesn't mean you can buy the Codex. That means you need to buy the Codex. But anyway, that's it for my Games Workshop lied to us rant for today. So moving right along, we have the Space Marine dice. So the Space Marine dice, interestingly enough, have been priced at $32. So if they were going to sell 20 dice for $2 a piece at $40, which is what they normally sell them for, I'm not sure why they didn't just give us 20 dice for $40. Because they tried to pull the shrinkflation and go down from 20 dice to 16, and then actually, instead of moving the price down from 40 to 32, they moved it from 40 to 35. So you're actually paying over $2 a die, and apparently they have rolled that back. So $32 for 16 dice. I actually like these dice, they're pretty cool. But of course, the dice boycott continues. All right, and then next we have the reprint of the chapter approved Leviathan mission deck. So there was a disaster with the first set of these that came out, so Games Workshop had to recall all those and throw them away. Now keep in mind that that was not if you got them in the Leviathan box set. That was only if you purchased this pack of cards with this cover on it individually. So those were all recalled, refunds were issued, and they were all destroyed. And now this is the reprint set. So $33.50 for the chapter approved mission deck Leviathan second run. And hopefully they can avoid any debacles this time around. All right, and then next we have the Genefather. So 30 bucks for the Genefather. A little bit of Belisarius Cole meets a little bit of Fabius Bio. If you want to find out more, pick this bad boy up. And then here we have the limited edition copy. So this one is likely going to be priced at $75. And keep in mind, this one is signed and numbered for you collectors out there. And then last but not least, for this week's pre-order prices, we have the Wrath of the Lost, a Flesh Tearers novel. And this is the paperback version for $17.99. So very cool. Lots of Space Marine stuff coming. Couple cool novels as well. This is a 2-week pre-order period, which means 1, you'll have plenty of time to get your orders in. 2, Games Workshop is expecting some serious demand. Hopefully they have created enough product that that's not a serious issue. But I know I personally am excited for this. And something like 50% of all the people out there play Space Marines. And a lot of these units have been heavily anticipated and heavily awaited. I would imagine that after this, we're going to see a lot more Brutalis Dreadnoughts on the field after the points reduction and just how good they are now that the kit's going to be available. I would also expect the Jump Marines and the Captain to sell extremely fast or be extremely popular, as that's something that's previously not been offered before. So let me know what you're excited about. What are you going to be picking up? Which Space Marine chapter are you going to be adding these bad boys to? Are you after any of the limited edition stuff? Always like to hear back from you guys in the comments. Special thanks to CMO Games as always. If you're looking to pick up some of these new Space Marines or other Games Workshop products, link in the description to save 15%. That's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and it's going to be a long 2 weeks, but I can't wait to get my new Marines. And I'm out of here.